Is the housing market going to crash in 2023? Is now a good time to buy property? I'm going to reveal all in this video. My name is Kevin McDonald. I've been a property investor now for over 20 years. I've built up a multi-million pound property portfolio using creative property investment techniques. I want to talk about what everyone is thinking about, what everybody is writing about. Will the housing market crash in 2023? Right now we're in one of my investment properties. We're finishing off the refurb, final snagging today, ready for the tenants to move in a few days' time. And should I be worried about a housing crash? What am I going to do next? Am I going to continue to refurbish more houses? These guys doing the refurb, do they have more jobs to move on to? Will we stop because of a crash, or do we scale because of the crash? But before I do, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So if you go back 3 years now to the beginning of the pandemic in 2020, house prices boomed. Over the last sort of 2 to 2.5 years, house prices have gone up massively in many parts of the country. They've gone up everywhere, but they've gone up massively in many places. The printing of the free money has ended. The inflation caused by the free money printing is massively setting in. The banks are trying to control inflation by increasing interest rates, and it's going to put a stop to the housing market, or so we're told. Here's my thoughts. What's going to happen right now in the next few months is it is going to put a stop to first-time buyers. It's going to massively reduce the number of first-time buyers buying. Why? Because they're not professional property investors. They follow the media. They listen to what the papers say. And if the papers are telling them it's a bad time to buy, they're going to stop buying. So there's going to be more and more stock coming available for sale, less and less buyers. The amateur property investor, the speculators, those that were hoping to make money from capital growth, those that think you need to time the market are going to stop because they're worried about a crash. What that means is, because first-time buyers aren't buying, because of the speculators aren't buying, because the amateurs aren't buying, it's going to automatically force the property market down. People are still going to want to sell. There's going to be people that are going to need to sell. There's going to be more and more property coming available for sale, and there's going to be tumbleweed on estate agents' row with nobody buying, except the professional investors who are going to be picking up absolute bargains. There's an opportunity right now for the next 12 to 18 months to pick up properties at significantly discounted prices. If we go back 3 years to 2020, when the boom happened, but let's go back a bit further to 2008. In 2008, in the financial crisis, everybody stopped buying. People were told by the government to save money. Put your money in the bank, save money. That is the worst thing you could possibly do with your money. If you're saving money in a bank at 1 or 2%, and that's the best you could possibly get, and inflation is 10+%, your money is losing value. In 2009, 10 and 11, some of the biggest property investors in the UK built their portfolios, while the amateurs were waiting for the right time. You are going to see the very same thing happen in the next 18 months. Most people will stop, house prices are going to crash, and the professional investors are going to pick up the best deals they have ever done. But before I share any more, if you want to know how you could build a property business during a property crash, there's a completely free report in the pinned comments and in the description. You can go download it right now. My prediction is there's going to be a massive property crash, but it's going to be across micro markets. Here's what I believe. The top of the market, the most expensive properties are going to drop dramatically, maybe 20-25%. Why? Because at the top of the market, first-time buyers don't buy. At the top of the market, investors don't buy because they don't work very well as buy-to-lets. The yield, the return on the capital employed, doesn't really work. So the top of the market is where owners of middle of the range properties, so suburbia type properties that want to move up to their dream home, would move. But because of the media, because of the scaremongering, they will sit tight in their current homes. They're not going to move up to the more expensive house, which means those properties are going to sit there and sit there and sit there. Now, if you've been looking for a dream home, if you've been looking for the opportunity to go to the top of the property ladder quickly, there's probably never been a better time to get massively discounted properties. The bottom of the market, the bread and butter for buy-to-let, single-let buy-to-lets, the bread and butter for property investors, the first-time buyer type areas, they will drop because there'll be less people buying them, but they will not drop as dramatically as the top of the market. They'll drop maybe 5 to 10%. But if you take a property like this, where we're adding 20% equity to the property, if the market drops 15%, I still win. I still make money. But if I can buy this property cheaper in 2023 than I bought it in 2022, I win again. It's a double win, because what goes up will come down, but what comes down goes up higher than it was before. How do we know that? Simple. It's economics. It's the economy. It's how money works. Everything over time goes up in value. Rents go up, food goes up, clothing goes up, housing goes up. Everything goes up in value over time, because when you print money, it devalues the money and makes things more expensive. 2008, the biggest housing crash in history. In 2007, people said that housing prices were unsustainable, they were too expensive. In 2022, house prices were significantly more than in 2007. And people say they're unsustainable. They cannot continue to be that price. There'll be another drop. In 2035, house prices will be higher than in 2022. But in 2023, you've got the opportunity to grab the bargain. However, there is one thing that'll stop most people: fear. False evidence appearing real. They listen to the media. They listen to the guy down the pub. They listen to their mates at work. They listen to mum and dad. They listen to people who do not believe that it's possible for them to get success. So they don't believe, because it's not possible for them, that it could ever be possible for you. So they believe and listen to people who've never built a portfolio. They believe and listen to people who've never done anything apart from read a newspaper and listen to the media, who talk about a housing crash and buy-to-let being dead and everything else they talk about, yet they've never invested. They've never owned a business. They listen to the business teacher in school who's never run a business. They are consumed by fear. And what they end up doing is staying where they are, staying in a job, staying just over broke, staying in the same place and ending up poorer. And by the way, if you're listening to this right now and you continue to do the same thing that you did in the last 2 to 3 years, by the way, many people will say the last 2 to 3 years was the time to make money. Well, if you didn't make money in the last 2 to 3 years, if you're poorer now than you were 2 years ago, if you magnify forward what you've done in the past and you continue to play the same game, you will continue to become poorer and poorer and poorer. The system is not going to help you. What you are running out of is not opportunity. What you are running out of is time. The more time you let go, the more time that ticks away, the closer you come to that cliff, which is retirement, where you've got no time available to make a change, but you've got no income coming in because you're now out of your job and you're trying to live off state benefits. This system is not going to protect you. The only person that can help you is yourself. You've got to take control. You've got to take control now. You've got to use the opportunities. While other people are fearful, while other people are worried, those that go ahead, push forward, face the fear, but with education, with knowledge, with support around them, they are the people that win. More people will lose in 2023 than in the last 10 years. But there are going to be some big winners, and they are the ones that take action. In the lockdown in 2020, when the government said, sit at home, wear a mask, Obey everything that we tell you to obey. Stand 6 meters apart or 3 meters apart or a meter apart or whatever they tell you to stand apart, to do what we tell you to do. While they're partying in number 10, while you did that, more millionaires were created than in any year in history. While everyone else was fearful of the pandemic, a small number of people said, where's the opportunity? Where can I make money right now? And they became millionaires and billionaires. The very same thing is going to happen in 2023. People are going to make a lot more money. Because the thing is, there's not less money in the world today. There's more money on this planet than there's ever been. So why is it that most people are poor? Because they're consumed by fear. Fear driven by the media. You've got to break clear of the fear and realize that you control your own destiny. Let me ask you a question. If you have been thinking about doing property for the last few years and you've not took any action, why? Maybe in 2018, 19, 20 or 21 or even 22, you were surrounded by people that said to you, oh, house prices are going up, they're going up, going up. You can't make money right now. They're too expensive. So you did nothing. Now in 2023, the very same people are saying, there's going to be a crash, there's going to be a crash, now's not a good time. So when it was going up, it wasn't a good time, and you didn't take any action. And now that's going down, it's not a good time, so you're not going to take any action. The thing is, you've only got one life. You've only got one opportunity. You've got to take action with it. If you want to take advantage of right now, this time, if you want to take advantage of probably the best property buying opportunity in history, there's a completely free report in the pinned comments and in the description where you can learn how you can get started in property right now, how you can scale your property business, everything you need to know to get going as a professional property investor in a crash, in a down market. Go to the pinned comments, go to the description, and let's get you moving right now. So they're my thoughts on the property market in 2023 and the opportunities that it's going to bring. What do you think? Do you think there's going to be a crash? Do you agree that there'll be micro markets? What are your thoughts? How big is the crash going to be? Or do you believe there might even be a rise in the property market? Do you think the crash is a few years away yet? I want to know your thoughts. Comment in the comments, let me know your thoughts. Let's have a discussion around where you see the property market going. If you want to see more content about how you can build a property portfolio, you can watch that here now. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future content. I've been Kevin McDonald. You've been amazing. See you next time.